Now some reaction to what Mitt Romney had to tell us about taxes and spending. The conservative Club for Growth has been reviewing the Republican candidate's stands on fiscal issues, and last week they completed their assessment of Mitt Romney. Former Republican Congressman Pat Toomey is the chairman of the Club for Growth. He joins me now here in the studio, and right off the top, do you like what you heard today from Mitt Romney?
I certainly did. I think Governor Romney has got a great message on the campaign trail. He's talking about the right kind of tax policy. In particular, I like the fact that he's emphasizing the need to make the 2003 tax cuts permanent, the need to lower marginal tax rates, the need to lower, in fact, he said abolish taxes on capital gains and dividends, at least for lower income folks. Now, we ought to do that for everybody. And lowering corporate tax rates. I haven't heard that from enough candidates. We have excessively high corporate taxes in America. That's part of what makes our companies, puts us at a competitive disadvantage. So he's on all the right themes. I hope that when he gets specific, he will be bold. I've been a little disappointed with the lack of really bold and aggressive pro-growth policies from the Republican candidates, but it's still early.
Not just from Mitt Romney, but from all of them?
Yeah, I think it's true to say that from all of them. So anyway, the answer is yes, I like what I'm hearing. It's not always 100% consistent with some of the things he said in the past. And
well, talk to me about that, because we asked him about the concerns that you all outlined in,
right,
your white paper, your review of his record as governor, right, of Massachusetts. You point to he overcame a budget deficit there. He tried, right, to cut taxes. Yeah. Yet again, you talk about, I think the word was scattered with inconsistencies.
There were some. So in some cases, I think it's fair that governor's response is, I had to deal with a very liberal legislature, and that's absolutely true. Couldn't have gotten a broad-based tax cut through no matter how much he wanted, perhaps. However, that doesn't explain why he refused to endorse the 2003 tax cuts at the time. Doesn't explain why he has opposed the flat tax.
He does support them now. We should be clear.
He does support them now, I agree, but he didn't at the time. Refused to sign a pledge to not raise taxes, refused to support a ballot initiative to eliminate the income tax. So these are the kinds of inconsistencies that we point out. We also give him full credit for striving to lower the income tax rate and for actually getting a capital gains rebate for Massachusetts citizens. We're simply just trying to show all the information that's out there on his record.
And you've tried to do the same. You've looked at, reviewed some of the other candidates.
That's right.
Rudy Giuliani as well. He's
right,
the front runner right now in the national polls. If the Club for Growth looks at these two candidates side by side, who's your preference in terms of these issues?
Well, we haven't taken sides in this race, and we may not take sides in this primary. But on economic issues, I have to say, Rudy Giuliani's record was extremely impressive, given that he faced a very hostile environment as well. The New York City Council is not exactly
more impressive than Mitt Romney.
In terms of what he was able to accomplish, I'd have to say yes. More tax cuts, more restraint on spending. He sold off and privatized activities of the government, and he was able to reduce the welfare rolls dramatically. So there were a lot of very specific accomplishments despite a hostile environment, and Governor Romney has his accomplishments as well. But I think in terms of what they actually got done, Giuliani's quite impressive.
In terms of Fred Thompson, assuming he enters the race, will fiscal conservatives have another choice on their hands right there?
Well, I think they will. I think we're going to, we'll put out a paper on Senator Thompson, and I think you'll see that it suggests his record in the Senate was generally pretty good on economic issues.
All right. Certainly this race is still a long way to run, and you're still reviewing some of the other candidates as well. Are you ever going to get around to the Democrats?
Yeah, we'll probably have something to say about the Democrats pretty soon.
Okay. Pat Toomey, President of Club for Growth. Thanks very much
Peter.
for your time. Appreciate it.